right, so let's talk about SOI and what SOI is. That is your sphere of influence and why it's so important as a brand new agent to fill out as much as you can. So let's dig right into it. First of all, what's an SOI? Well, that's pretty much anybody that you have a lot of contact with, know on a first name basis, anything of that nature that might be potentially a buyer or seller or no one that could help you further your real estate transactions in the future. First of all, let's get started with what all information do you need for your SOI and why. I have pulled up our import lead system that we use through Real Geeks. Every Real Geeks can use this exact same spreadsheet to put in any kind of SOI that you want, and it can add them directly into that. I suggest that you keep a running copy of this, and then that way you can import it if you change firms or anything like that, or you can actually just change the column titles and it could use it in different kinds of websites and Google chats and things like that. So first things first, as we all know, we need your first and last name. Now, if your grandma is in here, don't put grandma, put her first and last name. Why, you might ask? Because you are going to be sending out things to these people throughout the year, and you don't want to call them, one name or another. So if it's something that you shouldn't call them, don't do it. If it needs to be capitalized, for the love of God, capitalize it. That is one of my pet peeves when we go to send out Christmas cards and I look at the list and their names aren't capitalized or the street addresses aren't capitalized. It doesn't look good. It looks unprofessional. So first tip whenever you're filling out your SOI is put all the information in that you actually possibly can. Second tip of your SOI is make sure it's all spelled correctly and the capitalization punctuation is all formatted the exact same. So I'm going to say the exact same. If you want to spell out streets and roads and avenues, go for it, but I abbreviate everything. So we're going to do me first. So I'm right here. I'm going to put Dustin, last name Owens. Email, I'm going to put dwowens@yahoo.com. So what happens if you don't have their phone number and you don't have an email address? It's a great reach. As a realtor, we want to go contact people and talk to them, ask them how their family, occupation, relationships, or dreams are doing. That's the ninja selling quote right there. You should pick that book up. Anyways, so we're going to ask them right here, hey, I am putting together a spreadsheet of everybody that I call my sphere of influence. Sounds really nice that you want to say that they're an influence in your life. And so I need a little bit more information from you. And then that way, if you decide that you want to buy or sell, or even just look at houses on our website, you're already signed up underneath me. Don't worry. I don't sell any of this information. I don't give it to anybody else. So you're not going to be bombarded by people and a bunch of email spams and everything else. I'm just doing this just so I can have my contact list. So I can send out a Christmas card if I feel like it, or I can tell people of a new event, or if you tell me that you're looking for a house, it's already set up right there and ready to go. So I need your phone number, and they'll be gladly to give you all this stuff, all right? And then type, you can be a buyer, seller, whatnot. Make sure that whatever you're putting in right here, it actually fits for whatever system you're using. We're using Real Geeks, so we have buyers, sellers, investors, but it has to be in a category that's there. Source, make sure that you are putting it in correctly. So if one site says sphere of influence spelled out, it would work. Of influence. Other sites, and I misspelled it, and other sites just want it as SOI. So you need to make sure that you put it in there correctly. If you don't know and you're putting this in, especially for me, I will go in there and actually fix the source off of these kinds of things. Assigned, I'm going to put Dustin Owens. And then lender, if you have a lender that you already have in here, you can put all that in there. Alternate phone number, we use that if it's like a spouse's phone number, things like that we wanted to put in there. We could put it in here, there. All right, street address, I live at 123 Main Street. See, I'm going to do it this way because that's the way I like it. And I live in Lexington, NC. Notice, you got to do it the way that the other one says. Zip code 27292. Fax, office. You don't have to put that in there. Important information, you can add whatever you want to in there, and it's automatically going to add it in as a contact. So if I came in here and I put in, all right, second contact or miscellaneous notes, somewhat kind of same situation as the important notes. You can put in whatever you want to there. Second contact would be if there's a spouse involved or things like that. So I'm going to, this is second contact's name. So Bonnie Owens. Now, their email address, bowens@yahoo, whatever it is, and then her phone number. And the more information you put in here, remember, the better off you're going to be. So now, whenever I have second contacts information, as long as I put it in here all the same, it's going to split up the exact same way. So for me, usually I would actually do a little bit different. I would go Bonnie and not Owens, and that way, whenever I go to send out a card, I take first and then put an anchor sim, second contact name, and then Owens. Because when we send out Christmas cards or Valentine's Day cards or whatever, we send out a tremendous amount at our company. So it's something that we can do and make life a heck of a lot simpler. Status, time frame, all this stuff doesn't really matter. This is if you were going to import it into another system. Home type, bedrooms, baths, minimum prices, start dates, blah, blah, blah. None of that stuff's really going to matter for you, but you can add the tags in there or things like that. Here's the other thing that you might want to put in here. It would be their anniversary date or their due diligence date, birth date, or home purchase date. So for me, my birthday is my anniversary. Oh God, now on the internet. I think that's right. I don't know. If it's not, don't tell my wife in this video. The due diligence, home purchase tags, you're going to fill those in after you sell this joker a house. All right, so now that I've made this import list, I'm going to tell you a couple different things. First of all, if you are doing this and you give me a half-ass answer right here and you work for us and you only give me their names and their emails and that's it, I probably think that you're not going to be a very good real estate agent. I can tell how good a real estate agent is by looking at what their spreadsheet looks at when they first send it to me. If it has their address on here or their date of birth or anniversary dates, I can tell that you're a very detailed agent, very oriented with your people, and you spent time and energy to look up all this information. I would also say it's very proportionate of how many homes you're going to sell versus how many leads you put in the sphere of influence page. Other thing this does for you is if you're coming to a new company who has a large database already with someone like Real Geeks, you'll be able to see if other people already have an account with Real Geeks itself. So if they already have an account, you can ask those to be transferred over if they're not a sphere of influence of somebody else. Things like that can always go on and make your life a lot simpler, and you're not going to get upset when one of your co-workers sells a house to your family friend. So we're going to take this right here, and then we are going to import it into Real Geeks. Now, if you are with me or my company, you cannot do this as a whole, but send it to me inside of a Asana task, and you will be good to go. So whenever I go into leads off of realgeeks.com, I am sitting in here, and I am going to go to new lead and go to bulk leads. There you go, upload a CSV file. Click right here, choose a file, the second one, upload. All right, so right here, source type. So remember I said that it matters what it is. So sphere of influence. So since it didn't say which one it was, sphere of influence. Assigned agent would be Dustin Owens. And then right here, you can send out an email that we've made templates for, welcome emails or whatever else, and says, hey, I'm a brand new agent, or hey, just wanted to see this new website that we have. Here's your login link. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm going here, and then I hit next, and then I'm gonna hit start import. So as soon as I hit start import, it's going to roll around, and then it's going to tell me right here, okay, these captions actually match. All these says showing 49 or 49, and then you can see the phone numbers that actually match, the ones that don't, and everything else. I am going to review changes, start import. All right, so you would get an email right here from Real Geeks once this is already done and saying your file has been uploaded. So then we're going to look at our lead list. All right, look, so I just popped up on my lead list underneath me. All right, I'm gonna click right here. You see my phone number. Look, you have my anniversary date, and then I didn't click on the date of birth one. But if I wanted to go back in, I could go in here, birth date, add whatever I wanted to off of here. So I messed up on that one on that video, But then if you go to important notes, you can see family, friends since 4th grade. You could have put in the home types, everything else. So this is all good to go. It also sees that my email bounced, meaning that email wasn't good because I didn't want a bunch of weirdos sending me random spam emails and everything else. It also flagged my email as bad. So up here, you can see this little comment right here that this email is bad. It doesn't say anything about the phone number. If you called the phone number and it didn't work, it'd be right there. That's actually how you're going to import a lead inside of the lead system in Real Geeks itself, and how to fill out a spreadsheet. And you can use those spreadsheets for anything that you want to and be able to contact people throughout your real estate career or whatever career you got going on, and make sure that you have a very detailed and great list. You got any more questions on what to do, or get stumped on something, or want more content, let me know what we can do for you guys. I'll be glad to make more content. This is Dustin at Mantle Realty. Shoot me a message.